Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another Eternal news video. In case you have wondered why you haven't seen or heard a whole lot of me in the last 2 or 3 days since the Invitational, it is because if you already watched the Invitational, I started getting sick and my condition has worsened since then. So I'm not feeling too well, sore throat and everything, and like fever and stuff, so I'm not in the best condition to stream or make deck techs or anything, which is why I'm having been on the down low, but I still didn't want to let you guys down since we got a promo last evening and it's about time to review it and at least want to give you a quick rundown even though I'm sick at the moment. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the new promo. It's called Dizo or Dizo Cabal Chairman. So apparently the current leader of the Cabal. On summon, you may sacrifice another unit and create and draw Cabal Extortion Scheme, a card that I will show you in a second. So let's look at the card itself first. We basically have a 6 cost 4/6 unblockable, which is a bit weird. First of all, 4/6 unblockable is not the greatest stats for a 6-drop, and then having the stats slanted towards defense on a unit with unblockable is also a bit weird. And then we have to sacrifice a unit to gain something. I'll show you in a second what that something is. But for comparison's sake, you can compare the card to the I think Thornbeast, the 6-drop 5/5 that lets you sack a unit and draw 2 cards. And honestly, the card is probably slightly better than Dizo Cabal Chairman. Alright, I'll just show you what the extortion scheme looks like. There you go. This is the extortion scheme. The card is basically worse than the drawing 2 from the Thornbeast in my book. First of all, you have to pay another 3, which is a lot. And then at best you get a card more, but you get get cards from your opponent's deck, and also the opponent gets to choose whether you actually draw 3 cards from the top of their deck, or whether you deal them 7 and gain 7. So the opponent will always be able to do the one thing that is less problematic for him, so they always get the best possible deal, so to speak. And the thing is, the effect is the 2 effects are very different from each other. So it's really hard to plan or calculate or control what the card is going to do for you. And also, the thing is just that another 3 is really expensive, given that the Thornbeast is a 6 cost 5/5 without unblockable, but gives you the 2 cards without any further investment of power. I mean, sacrificing unit is already basically an investment of power, because you usually spend some form of power on putting the unit in play, so you're already basically giving up the power invested in the unit. And here, you have to give up the power invested in the unit and then spend another 3, and then the opponent gets to choose what is least bad for him. And the other thing is, the fact that you draw 3 cards from the top of the opponent's deck also makes the draw 3 effect vary so much that you can't even really plan for it in deck building, because you never know what your opponent's deck is, so they might give you vastly different cards, so you just get 3 random cards out of the pool of reasonably expectable cards in Constructed, which is a pretty big pool of cards still to calculate the card. So yeah, the card is basically underpowered, overcosted, and way more RNG than is usually good or people like in a game like Eternal, because this is not Hearthstone. And yeah, also the thing is, this mechanic in Magic is called Punisher mechanic, because it's basically like putting the opponent in the position where they have to choose between one of 2 punishments, but they can choose themselves. I think that's like how the name came to be, but yeah, there are a couple of cards with this mechanic where the opponent gets to choose between 2 effects, in Magic, and they have been called Punisher cards, and yeah, the Punisher mechanic is just an inherently bad mechanic, because basically in the game it's all about limiting your opponent's options, your opponent's choices. So playing cards that give your opponents the choice what they would prefer to happen to them is never a good deal, especially if the two effects are vastly different, so the outcomes are vastly differing. And also, I think both outcomes are not powerful enough to make up for how clunky the card is, that it costs you a unit to sack, and also that the opponent gets to choose which one is worse for him. So yeah, all in all, the card is, in my opinion, one of the worst promos we've got so far. Pretty disappointing, overcosted, underpowered, and just too random. Sorry for anyone that likes the card, but that's how I feel about it, and how probably most or all competitive players will feel about the card. The card is just not even like a niche card. A lot of the other promos have at least been like sort of interesting or niche and have some use in under certain circumstances and are not like super underpowered, but this card is both underpowered and bad, and just, yeah. I mean, promos have always been kind of like conservative in power level and dialed back to not have too much impact and warp the meta game just with like a random promo release in between, which makes sense to me. But yeah, this card is just missing too many notes on too many aspects to even be a fringe playable under certain circumstances or anything. The card is just, yeah, even outclassed by existing uncommons basically. So yeah, unfortunate, but we'll move on. We'll probably see set 4 in a couple of months and get some nice new cards there. So until then, we'll gotta feed off of the just recently released new adventure that gave us a bunch of really sweet new toys. So I'm not gonna complain, but this promo is just, yeah, one to be ignored in my book. Alright, sorry about my sore and snotty voice, but I wanted to share my review of the card with you guys that are probably have been waiting for it. Sorry that it's so late. And yeah, I hope you like the adjustment for how I present new cards to review them. I'm gonna do it like this in the future, like some other people have done before me already. And rather than like the, yeah, just browser full screen view that was kind of like inelegant and not so nice. Now we have the client in the background, we have the client ambient sound in the background that people seem to have been liking. So let me know in the comments if you like the client audio in the background, and the way I adjusted things here should make it look a little yeah, more immersive and nicer and more polished than before. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you guys still enjoyed my opinion on this rather underwhelming promo. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe down below for future content. I'll try to put up some stuff as soon as I can, as soon as I feel well enough to do so. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is ManuS. This was Eternal News with the latest promo. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Bye.